Hi, this is Josephine Wilkins, and I'm really excited today to look at a subject which I absolutely love thinking about, exploring, and diving into in my own life. I have a pug on my lap right now, and for any of you who know me or don't even know me, you might know that I absolutely adore animals. Oh, they're so amazing. And so, what I hear a lot of people say to me and just in their lives is, I feel like my animal is, I feel like my pet is communicating to me. Just laughing because Emily is thumping on the ground right now, like, yes. Anyway, yes. And she does it again. I love it. Yes, your animals are communicating to you. Most definitely. Yes, 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 yes. All it takes is for you to learn how it is to talk to them. So, the pioneer on this subject, and I'm going to go into it a little bit, just only to describe basically that I would love for you to check this woman out. I've mentioned her before, but Amelia Kincaid is really, in my mind, the ultimate goddess on this subject. If you're wanting to get more in depth on the how of this, in a great sense of detail, I highly recommend that you check out anything that she's written on this topic. She's extraordinary at breaking this down. For me, I ran into her through an act of divine total intervention on my honeymoon. I had just gotten married to my dear heart Benjamin, and we were on our honeymoon in Hawaii. How perfect! Emily is coming over to talk. Yeah, I'm going to talk about you. Thank you. She wants to come over and be near. They understand. They completely know what's going on. Okay, so I was in Hawaii. And it's the first time. There's Charlie wanting to get involved as well. Yes. It was the first time that I'd ever been away from Emily. I didn't have Charlie yet, but it was the first time I'd ever been away from Emily. And this was really hard, way harder than I ever expected it to be. And I was really at a loss. It was really affecting and impacting my ability to enjoy my honeymoon. And so this angel of a woman, this hostess, brought me Amelia Kincaid's book. And it was such a godsend to me because it gave me permission to really own in a deeper way this truth that I always knew, which is that we can communicate with our animals. And so it gave me the tools and the real permission to start tuning in a way that I started communicating with her. And my entire vacation was absolutely wonderful because I was in total union with her. And I am continuing from this day forward. We actually had a friend over recently. God bless my husband. He's just going along with all this. And then I'll be like, oh, Emily said this and Charlie said this. And, in the beginning he was kind of like, but now he's totally with me and he just goes along with it. Oh, yeah, and Charlie told me this. And I hope it's okay. I'm putting this on YouTube. Oh, well. I have to be careful what I say about my husband, but this is all good things. Anyway, we had a friend of my husband's over and he was sitting down and my husband was sitting there and his friend said, why are you talking to your dogs like they understand you? And my husband said, because they do. I was so proud. He said, what do you mean? And he said, Charlie, I want you to go get your toy. He went over, got his toy and brought it back. He said, Charlie, I want you to go over and I want you to get your stick. Charlie went over, got his stick and brought it back. Now, our house guest was absolutely flabbergasted, like, what are you doing here? Here's what we're doing. We have opened up to the notion and the real truth that your animals at all points in every single day are completely and entirely understanding what's going on. Okay? This you know to be true because as you go through your day and you're just feeling really, really tense or frustrated or anxious, take a look at your animal because your animal will be mirroring back exactly what your inner emotional life is or what the inner emotional state is of your house. So this is great too because you're like, how am I doing? Take a look at your pets. Your pets are constantly, God bless them, sponges, and they're reflecting back exactly how it is that you're feeling and what it is that's going on. Now, when we begin to understand that they are this absorbative, that they are this much open and ready to be in communication with what it is that we're going on, we can open up to a way that we can communicate and really be in dialogue with them. The way that you can think about animal communication is that it is a radio dial. So there's a frequency at which you're using the English language. There's a tonality, there's a way in which it occurs, there's a way in which it vibrates in our world. Okay, so just go with me on that. Animal communication is at a different frequency. It's actually higher in its vibration. What does that mean? That means that for you to tune into it, for you to be open, you've got to quiet the chatter in your brain. On top of that, you have to trust the impulses that you get. So what can be really good if you're really down with consistently being open to animal communication is to really begin a practice of meditation, because that is really the first and foremost way that you can begin to quiet the mind and to be open to other frequencies. So meditation, meditation, meditation. A lot of the people that I work with are performers. The benefit of being a performer is that you've consistently honed your attention enough so that you've been able to quiet out the mind and open up that in the zone, athletes do, that in the zone state where you can be open and more aware and more perceptive to these other points of vibration that are occurring all the time. So, first begin to silence the mind. Meditate however it is that you wish. Then, once you begin to quiet the mind and begin to quiet the chatter, practice that. It's a whole nother endeavor which will bring you fruitful rewards in all areas of your life, I promise you. Second is that you begin to trust what it is that your animals might be speaking to you. So sometimes it will just occur for you in that you'll just get a sense. You'll just sense that your animal, oftentimes you start tuning in my experience, they love to talk about what they eat. They love to talk about where they want to go, what types of parks they want to go to. In my experience, it can be, not always, but it can be incredibly simple in the way in which they're wanting to communicate with you in the beginning. And when you start opening up to this, you're going to see animals look at you in a different way. They're going to look at you and go, oh, great. They're open to this. They're ready for this. And then just begin trusting what it is that you feel. You might first begin sensing emotion. You might start hearing their voice. You know, this whole wave of animation videos, you know, this is not by accident. All these movies that we have out there, you know, voices to animals, of course. Because when you start opening up, you might interpret their vibration in a voice. Sometimes I'll literally hear my animals, and oftentimes it will come really quickly. It'll be really fast. And the more that you're open to this type of communication, the more frequently it will happen with your own pets and with others. Oftentimes, what can be really important, and this is what I do a lot, there's so much that I can say on this topic, but I'm going to condense it here in the biggest highlights, is that as you start to communicate with your pets, what can be really important is to ask them, how is it that you are liking your life? What would you like more of? They might tell you they want more walks. They might tell you they want more treats. You can decide whether or not you want to give them what they want. But at least you have an understanding of what it is that they want. And they love being heard. They love being listened to. And then also you can say, what is it that you are wanting to tell me about myself? And they will mirror back to you some amazing, incredible wisdom. You know this to be true in your own life, I'm sure. How many pets that you've known that have mirrored the illness of the owner, right? So the owner has breast cancer and the dog has cancer. There's problems in the digestive tract, and the pet, you know, pets are constantly mirroring not only the emotional life but also the physical health of their owners. And so you can often, and a lot of times I've worked with pets that have told me about the health of their owner before the health of the owner, before the owner was actually aware of what's going on. So they can in a lot of ways be a huge blessing to you. I have this one pet that I see every week, and he's awesome. He always tells me very specific messages. You need to rest. You need to go on vacation. You need to know how wonderful you are. He's awesome. So begin trusting it. Begin opening up to, yes, this is absolutely, most definitely, completely and entirely going on. And the more that you open to it, the more available you will be to all of the fruits of all of the gems that your animals are wanting to give to you, wanting to share with you, and wanting to communicate with you. So yes, yes, and more yes. Your animals are dying to be in communication with you. All it takes is you being open, ready, and wanting to listen. Have fun. Communicate with your animals. Lots and lots of love to you. Namaste.